Hope it just lag. Why is it so slow? I don't like that. All right. All right. Let's see what we got going on here. Some very aggressive movement considering there's no news today. There was supposed to be an emergency Fed meeting today, but that is canceled. It's not happening. 1 second. All right. So there was supposed to be an emergency Fed meeting this morning, but it did get canceled. So I guess we're in the clear. We're just waiting for our trades now, waiting for our setup. There was a huge candle at 9:45, huge 5-minute candle. So quick, just setting up some risk settings real quick. Getting some things set up right now on my accounts and letting this market kind of do what it's gonna do. A lot of movement right there at 9:45. I like to wait till 10 before I even take any trades because lately around 10, we've been getting rejection in one direction or another. But now I just wait till 10 before I even take a trade. Trying to figure out this market and what it's doing. Definitely been different than what we normally have been dealing with in the past. Market's ever changing, but it's just been changing a lot lately with everything going on with the war, news, all this stuff. So we just got to try to be on the right end of things. That's all. All right. Got that all set up. Got risk settings in place. I think I got these already set up. Let me just double check. Yeah. All right. We're all set. So now we're just going to wait to see what our setup shows. So we dropped significantly overnight when we opened at 6 o'clock yesterday. We dropped about probably like 300 and something ticks from our close. See, we dropped 365 ticks from our close at Sunday open yesterday, and it went all the way down there right on open, and then pretty much since then it's been working its way back up. We're getting up here now, and once we're up in this range, we're not too far off from all-time highs. I mean, it depends on what you consider far off, but to me, not too far off is within a certain range, and we are, I'll tell you right now to be exact, but I want to say it's like 600 ticks, something like that. And if you go to the actual 627 ticks from all-time highs, so that's really not that far off from all-time highs. So we're creeping back into this range again, but there is something that I've been watching. JP Morgan has positions in place on the actual S&P index stock, and that obviously affects us. And it is 37 points above where we were at close on Friday. So it's very close to those positions there. So I think that's why we got that push down at market open on Sunday, but we're going back up now, and we're gonna see what happens when we get back up to that zone. So right now we're gonna wait to see, but it's gonna be interesting. It's gonna take a lot of pressure to buy past JP Morgan's positions because they got sell positions at 6,865 on the stock index. So for us to break through that, it's gonna take a lot to break through it. So I'm gonna wait to see what we do. Luckily, I'm not going for big runs. I'm going for small moves. So I'm still probably okay, no matter which way it goes. Going for 60 ticks. Today's another one of those days that I don't like where the opening range is super small. So the opening range is only like 50 ticks today. 55 ticks. So I hate it when we have a small range like that, because then the likelihood of it crossing back over is a lot. That happened on Friday. Happened a couple times last week. But yeah, I'm gonna just let this play out a little bit. See what it wants to do. It's tough because like right now, if I had gotten in at 9:45, I would have already hit my TP for the day. And that's what I would have done in the past. But it's just been so erratic that lately I've been waiting. And I wait until 10 o'clock, which is now, to see what it does. So I'm just going to keep on waiting and see what the market shows me. All right. Sorry about that. Was changing up some music over there. I know you guys can't hear it because of my mic settings, but I can hear it. I'm gonna end up adding Spotify to my OBS so that way I can play music on here. So at least you guys have some background noise, but I just haven't gotten around to doing it yet. But I will be doing that soon. Where we're at? Where's the 1 minute EMA? So now we just wait and see what we're gonna do here. Again, I'm not going for crazy moves today, so hopefully we can catch our moves and get in and out of the market. Be a great way to start the week. Gonna start deleting some of these lines, man. I got so many lines on here that I mean, at some point I gotta delete them because they just kind of confuse everything. If I don't remember exactly what they're for, then there's not much of a point for them to be there. If it's not anything recent, I'm taking it off. Looks like we're running back down to the opening range high. Gonna watch this, and we're gonna see what it wants to do here. Why does this always do that? And I'm not sure why, but on one of my set of props, every time I log back in, it deletes my group, my saved group. I have to recreate it, and it screws me because sometimes I don't realize. Like right now, I wouldn't have realized. And then what happens is I go ahead and enter a trade, and let's say if I go in 5 contracts, I just want 5 contracts into one account, and it's already happened to me before. And then I like either bring that account really high really fast or really low really fast, and it throws everything off because I like to have all my accounts in sync. I don't know why it does that. It's so annoying. Just won't stay saved. Like a glitch. All right. So now we're just waiting. Just waiting to see if we retest this opening range high. And then when we get there, I'm going to see if we're going to just respect it and go back up, or if we're going to go down to the EMA, the 1 minute EMA. Again, it's a very small opening range today, like 55 ticks. So when it's that small, the likelihood of it running back down to the other orb, the lower orb, is high. So just something to watch out for, because I've gotten caught with that already multiple times in this last week when we have a small opening range like this. Where we at right now? So I'm looking at the S&P 500 index right now because there's a zone that I want to mark. I'm gonna put an alert. This is the zone here, 6865. Means we closed here. Yeah. So I'm having an alert set here. Got a ways to go, so we're good. So that might not make sense what I was just looking at right now, but the reason I was just marking it up on the S&P index, like the instead of the futures, is because JP Morgan has a $22.7 billion quarterly position there, and it's at 6.865. So they have short calls there. So meaning that if they have $22 billion worth of short calls at 6,865 on the actual index, it's going to be extremely hard for us to break above that. I mean, it's going to take some serious movement for the market to break above that. So I'm anticipating some hesitation when the market does get there. But we got plenty of space, I think, still before that. But yeah, it's just something to keep in mind. So I put an alert. I just set an alert there right now, so that way I have an alert in place, and I'll know if it gets near there, then I'll be patient and I'll know to pay attention so that I don't get caught with my pants down and it could potentially go into a hard sell at that point. But we're not near there yet, so we're not far off, but we're not near there. So we were close at the end of market close on Friday, but then it dropped down Sunday, so we have more space now. Gotta wait. We gotta see if it's gonna come back down to the orb, see if we're gonna get an entry or not. I mean, I could have entered right here, would have been ideal. I would have been out of the trade already, but that was before one of my rules. That was at 9:54, and I have a new rule that I wait till 10 because of the inconsistency of the market before 10. So I wait till 10 now. So sometimes it works out, sometimes it doesn't. You know, this might be one of those days where I missed the move, but you know what? It's better to do that than to get caught in a reversal at 10 o'clock, because that's what was happening before. And I back tested it for like a whole weekend a few weeks back, and I realized that when I enter after 10 o'clock, my win rate went up dramatically. So until I waited until 10 o'clock to enter or look for opening and then enter, my win rate went up a lot versus being in a trade at 9:48, 9:50, 9:53. Then you get a reversal and all of a sudden you get stopped out on that reversal. So I just started waiting and it's been working out better for me. Nothing really exciting going on right now. This is the fun part of trading, just sitting and waiting. It's a lot funner when you're watching people's videos and they're just editing and you just get snippets of it. But since I trade live every day, I mean, you're sitting here with me in boredom. because this is how it really is. So there's no fast forward in here. We're just watching the charts move together. So the 1 minute EMA is moving up, it's getting closer towards that orb. So we're going to get a retest of the orb eventually. I'm just kind of waiting for that. We didn't break that higher point right there. We're going back down. So we'll see what happens here. We'll be patient and see what happens when we do get to the orb. Because the 5 minute EMA is probably around the lower orb right now. Let's see. Yeah, it's below the lower orb. So with the 1 minute EMA creeping on the higher orb, when we reach that EMA, it could possibly just shoot down and go all the way down to the lower orb. I'm going to be very careful about my entry. Starting to get a little push down towards the orb. I'm going to wait to see what happens again. I'm going to be very patient today. Did not have a good week last week. Lost a lot of money. I think if we recap it, I'd lost about $6,500 last week, and that's like real money. That's from my live account and the amount of money I lost on blown props last week. So as far as like the purchase price of the props go, so between my live and then the props that I blew last week, it was a rough week. So with that being said, we are going to approach this week much smarter. Got a whole new set of props ready to go, locked and loaded. And then we got the other props that are still alive, but they don't got much in there. So we're going to bring those back to life today. So we're definitely going to play this spark. And I'm taking a break from my live. So my live trades, I am taking a break from them until I'm going to take a break from them until I get another big payout from these props. Right now, my goal is just going to be to focus on these props with everything going on right now. I'm going to take these props to payouts. I got 10 props. I'm going to get them all the way to payout within the next couple weeks. Do a big payout across all 10. It's going to be a very good size payout. And then with that, I'll take some money, refund my live, and start trading my live again. But I'm taking a break from the live. I've wasted too much money on my live in the last month. So got to know when to kind of take a little break, focus on the props. At least my risk is limited to the cost of the props. Because when I have money in my live, I put it like 3,500 at a time. So sorry, I'm yawning like crazy. I'm tired today. I'm gonna go make some more coffee. All right. Hmm. Guess we might not see that orb just yet. Looks like we're going there, but not quite there yet. We'll get there eventually though, but I kind of prefer when we go back to the orb that it goes there quickly on like a reversal. I'm sorry. I don't know why I'm so tired today. I guess I didn't sleep good last night. I'm literally yawning like crazy. Um, Sometimes it'll run back to the orb quickly, just do a quick retest, and then it keeps on going back in the other direction. Not doing that today, so hopefully that doesn't mean it's gonna go through the orb and then back down. So we'll see. We're just gonna have to wait and see. Have to wait and see what happens. I'm gonna practice something that I tell anyone I'm teaching how to trade this week. So we'll see if I actually stick to it. But I always tell everyone profit over greed, profit over greed, profit over greed. But I realized that the stuff I tell people to do, I haven't been doing it myself. So I'm gonna start trying to practice that, especially after a week like last week where I took a lot of L's. I think I won maybe two of my trading days last week, which is bad for me. My friend was here on Saturday and he saw my streaming setup and he started messing around with it. And he's moving my microphone around and moving my camera around and being goofy, and now everything's out of whack. I'm about to go for a sell straight to the. It's too late now. I was literally saying I'm about to go for a sell straight to the orb, and then it just did the move without me. 1023. Pretty aggressive candle right there. But I was just about to say I'm gonna just take a sell straight to the orb and just catch a trade that way because the likelihood of it going to the orb is high. I almost didn't stream today. I was gonna take off from streaming this week because I did so bad last week, and I feel like I've been doing bad since I started streaming, or not as good as I normally do. Normally, I'm like catching wins every single day, and since I started streaming, it's been like hit or miss. But I decided that I'm not gonna do that. I'm gonna continue to stream because the whole purpose of my channel and streaming my trades live is to show the real side of trading, the ups and the downs, not just the ups. So I was like, why would I not stream just because I had, a bad week? Bad weeks happen all the time. Some traders have bad weeks, months, back to back, and then they bounce back. So I was like, no, I'm gonna show up, I'm gonna stream, and we're gonna continue on the journey, win or lose. We're gonna keep going because at the end of the day, we're gonna end up on top. We just gotta follow through with our strategy, maybe be smarter with our exits, and that's it. I still gotta find a way to make this stream more entertaining. I'm thinking about it. Gotta find a way to keep you guys entertained. Maybe I'll start playing video games on the screen or something. I've never played video games like ever. Not my thing. But maybe I'll like play some stupid like fun game on the screen just to keep us entertained while we're waiting for the trades. Normally, if I wasn't streaming, I would just literally be walking back and forth around the house doing things. I would just come look at the screen, check it, come back, come check it. That way I'm not just sitting here staring at it. But since I'm streaming, I kind of have to be here. So I'm just sitting here staring at it. So I gotta find ways to entertain myself while I'm sitting here. Is it? It's 10:27. One minute EMA is right at the orb. See if we can't get a revisit down there. I'm so tempted to do something unconventional right now and just take a sell where we're at and hold the sell to the orb and then close it out just to grab profits on the way down. But I'm not going to do it because, again, it's not part of my strategy. If I wasn't on stream, I'd probably do it, to be honest with you. But I'm going to hold off. I'm going to wait. I always got like one loyal viewer in here, and I know exactly who it is. Respect. It's a good thing I didn't go for that random sell because it would have been going against me right now. I mean, we might not make it down to the orb today. Sometimes it doesn't go all the way back down. This aggressive spike right here might have been it because it spiked down earlier at 9:52 and it came down right above the orb. Didn't make it to the orb then either. And then it went for a nice little run. Went about 70 something ticks, which would have hit my TP. And then this time it came back down here, but didn't go all the way. Did an aggressive spike. So it might not retest the orb today. It doesn't always retest the orb. Another possible entry would be on a break of here. If I wanted to, I could probably break there, enter there. Maybe if we do a break and a retest here. If we never come back to the orb and we do a break and then a retest here, That's also a possible entry for me. I prefer it to go down to the orb, but I'm gonna keep that there just in case. If we got any trends forming. Right. Kind of. See what it looks like on the 15. Looks cleaner on the 15-minute. Yeah, we might not get a retest of the orb because if it's respecting this trend right here. I mean, it's not the cleanest trend, but if it's respecting it, we might not retest. Right now, we're back up to the highest point right there. So if we get there and we break through, we might have to look for a different entry or just skip the day. I mean, I might skip the day. Honestly, last week was such a rough week that I am not opposed to skipping the day. I'm in no rush to blow money this week like I did last week. Last week, I went through a good amount of cash. So we're not hurting to do that this week. Could have possibly grabbed this sell up there and just put a stop loss right above it to see if it runs it down to the orb from there. But again, I want to avoid doing things that aren't within my strategy because I have spent so much time backtesting my strategy and it's proven to be so good overall. The backtesting, the win rate is an average between 88.9% to sometimes 90% win rate every month that I backtest it. So I know that it's got a high win rate. But I just gotta wait. Gotta wait for the strategy to show itself and just be patient. But sometimes I see opportunities where I can jump in, but I'm trying to stop myself from doing that because I don't want to just be taking random trades, even though the trades will play out a lot of the times. Like let's say if I went for a sell at that purple line and I was selling it and holding it till we got back to the orb or the 1 minute EMA, that could possibly have been a great move. I don't know, obviously, yet or not if it would have been, but I was thinking about doing that. But again, it's not in line with any of my strategy, and it would literally just be a random trade, and I don't want to keep doing things like that. So I'll just wait for my setup to show up, and if it doesn't show up, then I'll skip the day. I wonder if I'm the only one that does that. That's how you know if I'm having a bad day. I go to my screen right here, the monitor, and I mute the volume because I don't want to hear that order filled sound if it's going against me. Like I already know the trade's going against me. The last thing I want to hear is order filled. So I mute the monitor when I'm having like a bad run because it just annoys me to hear that. So When we're winning and I hear order filled, it's a lovely sound. But when we're on a losing streak, like last week, we had a rough week, and I'm hearing that order filled. Yeah, I mute it. I mute the screen. Fresh week though, sounds back on. We're gonna catch some wins this week. Ugh, such a slow morning. Started off fast, but now waiting for my entry has been very slow. Just gotta be patient though. Gotta wait. Gotta be patient and wait. With days like today though, it's taking so long to get back to the orb for a retest. It technically did a very close retest before 10 o'clock, around 9:52. You got to be concerned about whether or not it's going to actually go to the orb and respect it, or if it's going to start going into a cell. We double tapped that purple line up top. Seems like we're going back there again right now. Like I said, we might not retest the orb. We might break that line, and then we might just start going up from there. At which case, I'd have to look for a different entry, but I'm not sure if I'm going to do that or not. Let's say if we break that line, that purple line, we go up a little bit, we come back down and retest it. I don't know why I'm yawning so much, sorry. We retest that line, and it respects it, then that will be a possible entry point right there for me. But it is outside of my strategy. Been looking at the DOM lately to see like where buyers and sellers are at. It's pretty interesting. I still don't fully understand it. Been trying to figure it out. Definitely interesting though. You literally see where the buyers and the sellers are. Curious to see what it does when we get up. When we get to that purple line, I'm curious to see what it does. So now we have more buyers right now taking us up there, but now we got up there and now we got more sellers. It's pretty cool. It can be a little bit confusing, but if you learn how to use it, it's definitely cool. There's so much going on, but crazy. You could see exactly what price the buyers and sellers are at. All right, so we broke that purple line. Had an influx of buyers at 6829. Had an influx of buyers. Or 68 what was it? 686125. We had an influx of buyers and it shot up. It's pretty cool because you can actually watch it happening with the numbers right here. Crazy that's moving around so much. Got some good selling pressure going on right now. Holding that line. Buyers and sellers are going in together. Sellers are pushing the price down right now. It's cool because you're watching it like happen, but I'm seeing the numbers now, so it's pretty neat. Definitely a tool that I might actually start incorporating into my daily trades. Like this actually. Get thinner, bigger. Leave this off to the side. I actually like this. I don't need it so wide. It's pretty cool. You can literally see where the action is. So we got, let's see what happens again around 68, 61.25. That's where we got a lot of action last time. We slightly broke above 68, 61, but it's coming back down. We got a lot of sellers when we were up there. The only problem is with the morning like this, we've leveled out. Price is pretty much consolidating. So when we get back down to the orb, if we get back down to the orb, I'm not utterly confident in entry at the orb for a buy at that point. So I'm gonna have to kind of wait it out and see what it does. Because the 1 minute EMA is above that orb already. It's a good amount. So that means the 5 minutes probably creeping above or at the lower open range right now. Let's see. Let's see where the 5 minutes at. Yeah, right there. See? So the 5 minute is literally right at the lower open range right now. So if we do come all the way back down from here, if we did all this, got here, come back to the orb, the open range high, there's a chance that we might break through that and test that bottom orb. Doesn't mean that we're going to go into a sell, but we might test it, or at least test that 5 minute EMA wherever it's at. And sometimes what it'll do is it'll literally do just an aggressive spike all the way down. And I don't want to get caught in that in a trade because that could very likely stop me out for no reason. So got to be very careful with my entry today. If I even get an entry today, because I'm genuinely not going to take a trade I'm not confident in, because last week I took trades. I watched my stream back and I took trades that I literally said I wasn't sure about the trade. I wasn't too confident about the trade, but I took them anyways, and I ended up losing those trades. So I'm glad I streamed them, because now after going back and watching my stream over the weekend from this past week that I took some losses, almost every one of the trades that I took losses on, I was talking about how I wasn't too confident about the trade. So I shouldn't have even entered it, to be honest. Or if I wasn't confident with that trade, I saw profit multiple times within those trades, even when the ones I took losses on. I saw profit multiple times. If I wasn't confident and I was seeing profit, I should have just taken the profit and waited to see what else it was going to show me if I got another entry. But instead, I just wrote it out like if it was a full confidence, like this trade's going to hit type deal, and they weren't. And I ended up losing my butt on them. So this week, I'm definitely paying more attention to things that I did incorrectly last week. So, like I said, not every week is going to be a green week, but last week was my first red week I've had in a long time. It was the first um week that I've had like that in a very long time. I can't even tell you the last time I had a week that was that rough. I did away with this and I didn't want to. I don't know where it went. I don't want this here. Out. Just back to here, the way I like it. That. I'm gonna open this back up again. Come on. I gotta find some better screen layouts because these screen layouts are not working for me. I never used this tool before, but now that I just opened it up, I do like it. So I'm gonna keep this open here. So I can see. Because I could literally see where the buyers and sellers are actively pushing. I wish there was a way to like leave it marked though. I gotta play with it. I'm gonna play with it throughout this week. I'm gonna play with it outside of the trading sessions and just kind of learn the tool better. But I do like it. Again, we're getting a lot of selling pressure right there at 61.25. A lot of selling pressure. I think we're gonna break this though. I think we're gonna break. I'm not too sure if we're gonna go back to the orb. We might break this and go for a buy, which is already in a buy, but it might continue the buy without retesting the orb. So first thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna lower my risk here because I was gonna go pretty aggressive today. I was gonna do 2 contracts across everything. I'm not gonna do that anymore. I am going to just do. I'm going to just do 1 contract today because I'm already not feeling too great about today already. So I'm gonna do 1 contract. And it's not even that I don't feel too great about today, but it's just a. So let's say if we come back down to this trend line I made here on the 15-minute, I could possibly go for an entry here. But then if we do end up retesting the orb and I'm in there 2 contracts, I'm losing $800, $1,000. So by lowering my contract size to 1 contract, it's going to give me the ability to get into a trade and have more breathing room. There we go. We broke that purple line. So my confirmation for a buy here at this point would be if we break this purple line, close on a 5-minute handle above this line, and then we come back and we retest that resistance. If we retest it and it respects it, then we'll probably go into a buy. But I might even do it with less than 1 full. I might even do it with less than 1 full contract. I might even switch over to micros because I'm on full size ES right now. I might go to micro ES and I might just take like 5 micros. I don't know. I guess call it cold feet from last week, but I'm just not ready to take a nasty L. I took some pretty nasty L's last week, and I'm not trying to repeat the process again this week. Got to be smarter in times like this when the market's doing these things. So. Again, we're at 686,125. We got a lot of pressure there. Buyers and sellers together coming in. We technically got to close above that resistance line there. Very small amount though, mostly a wick, but it is a 5-minute candle. We'll see what this candle does. Again, I'm not in a rush to take a trade, and I'm not going to force this trade, so I'm going to wait to see what it does. I'm still sitting here waiting for a trade, but I'm sure one of my students already took a trade. I'll find out later, but knowing her, she took a trade already. And if she did, it probably is working out for her, so good for her. But I'm waiting until the setup shows itself. But looking at the chart right now, I think she probably took a trade already and got into a buy. At this point, I would have to wait for me to enter. I'd have to get a rejection off of this area, and we'd have to go back down to my trend line that I drew up on the 15-minute. If we get to that trend line and it respects the trend line, then I will go in for a buy. Since obviously it doesn't seem like the orb is getting revisited. It would be bad if the orb got revisited at this point. So at least for a buy. So if we get a rundown to that trend line that I have drawn up right there, that will be my next possible entry point. Because what I want to see, we go up here, we can go up a little bit, we come back down, we get back below this resistance line that we broke earlier, we get back down here, hopefully we can make it to my trend line here. We get to my trend line, then I'm going to go, I'll enter, and I'll let it go probably for, if I enter around this trend line, I'll probably put my stop loss around this wick right here, and then I'll do like a 3-to-1 and just let it run with one contract. I'll just do a 3-to-1 trade. Okay, we're getting that push down to my trend line. So I got to start possibly looking for my entry now. I want to see it go down to that trend line. And if we get to that trend line, we respect that trend line, then I'm going to go ahead and get an entry on a buy. Again, outside of my strategy, but sometimes you got to adjust your day as it goes and what the market's showing you. So if we go down to that 15-minute trend line I drew up and we respect it, I'm going to go in for a buy. I'm really liking this Dom tool over here that I have set up on my chart now, because I could see where the buyers and the sellers are, and it's pretty cool. Like you can obviously see just by watching the chart. Like if you know how to watch a chart, you could see where the action is, but you can actually see like whereby like the price, exact price of where they're buying and selling. And it's crazy seeing the numbers move, because then you'll randomly get like it's like 35, 40, 45, and then you'll randomly get 100, 200, 300. So you see like a big influx like that, and the price moves drastically. So I'm accustomed to watching this just by looking at the chart, but now looking at it there, it's like just confirmation of what you're seeing with your eyes. Pretty cool. I still got to play with that tool more. I've used it in the past, but I never really got comfortable with it, but definitely something I'm going to try to incorporate. But we came back down to that resistance line that I drew up that we broke earlier. It's retesting it. So technically I could go in on an entry right now, but I have this trend line drawn up on the 15 minutes. So I'm going to wait for that trend line to get tested. Because if we break that trend line, I'm going to go for a sell. So let's say if we get to that 15-minute trend line, I'll go for a sell instead of a buy. If it respects that trend line, I'm going to go for a buy. I think I got a few minutes to be able to walk away. So I'm gonna go grab my coffee because I'm due for my third coffee of the morning. It's 11:03. No trades yet. On my third coffee. What a day. All right. We're back with our coffee. So let's see what we got going on here. Yeah, so we're working back towards that trend line. So that's what I'm waiting for at this point, because the orbit's way out of the picture. We get to that trend line. If we respect it, I'm gonna go for a buy. If we break it, I'm gonna be going for a sell. So let's see what it does. Ooh, just got the shivers. Switch over to the 1 minute time frame. Let's see where that 1 minute EMA is. We don't got to want to get caught slipping with that EMA. Oh, look at that. The EMA is literally right below my trend line. So we're definitely going to my trend line. But then we got to see it when we get there if we're going to break past that trend line, because that 1 minute EMA is right there. I'm going to go get a jacket. I'll be back. Yeah, that 1 minute EMA is literally right at the trend line that I made. So we're gonna see what happens when it gets there. Gotta be patient on a day like today. Because when we get to that EMA, no 1 minute EMA and that trend line, we're either gonna respect that trend line and keep going into a buy, in which case I'll go into a buy, or if we break it and we start to structure below it, I'm gonna go for a sell. Because lately the market has been going one way and then it reverses a completely other way for the rest of the day. So I would not be surprised if this is the run for the day and then it goes into a sell. With what the market's been doing lately, it genuinely would not surprise me one bit. Try to take an overall look at the bigger picture here. Let's switch to 30-minute time frame. The 30-minute. The big gap on Sunday open. 30-minute. Working our way back up to where we were last week, Thursday. Right now, we've gone up to pretty much where we were on Thursday, just a little bit below Thursday. So we can either go back into a sell from here. Oh, shoot. Let me go back. We're at I think we're visiting my zone. Oh, we're getting close. We're getting close to my trend line right there. So this is going to be my deciding factor on what I do here. This trend line. And this EMA is going to decide if I'm going to go into a buy or a sell here. And to further try to make this week a better week than last week, I'm going to implement something I never do. And I think I'm going to actually start putting in a break even this week when we're into profit. I absolutely loathe running break even because so many times the trade will come back to your entry and then keep going your way. But last week, like I said, was not a great week for me. Got to bounce back from that week, bring some money back in. So I think I am going to practice break even this week. Once we get into a certain amount of profit, go to break even. And that way it's a risk-free trade. And as much as I hate doing that, I think that is the move for this week. I was thinking about that last night. Literally while I was trying to sleep, middle of the night, waking up, I was thinking about running break-even trades this week, putting it at a break-even. So that's got to be a sign. If my subconscious was thinking about that while I slept, I think it's something I should probably do. I got a weird feeling this might go into a sell. I almost want to take a sell from here, man. I don't know why. I just got this feeling. I don't want to take a sell. I'm gonna run a stop loss. What's the worst that can happen? I'm gonna take a sell here. I'll let this candle finish off. I'm gonna go for a sell here. I'm gonna just hold this because I don't know why. I just have this feeling that we're gonna go into a sell. Go back to the 5 minute. Let me see. I don't know. Maybe my gut's off, but I'm just having this feeling that we're gonna go into a sell. I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna take a sell here. Might regret this.
Order filled.
But I'm in a sell.
Order filled.
I'm gonna run my stop loss up here. Where's my entry at? My entry is at 6862. 6862. That's my entry. 250. That's my entry. I'm on a very tight stop loss here. Not gonna risk a lot today at all. 25 tick stop loss. I'll do 30. 30 tick stop loss. Do 30 ticks. 30 ticks will put me at 68.70. So come over here. 68.70. I'm gonna go for a buy there, and then come here 68.70. I'm gonna go for a buy here. All right, so I got stop losses in place now. Go for a 3-to-1 on this, which puts me literally right at the orb. We'll go 3-to-1 and put my take profit at 840. Boom. I'm doing something kind of unorthodox for me. I'm running a stop loss and a set take profit, which I generally don't do. I do mental stops and mental take profits, but sometimes you got to switch things up. So we are officially in the trade. I'm pretty much running back down to the orb. See if we make it down there. Could be off, could be right. We'll see. I'm waiting to see if we end up breaking this trend line that I have drawn up right here. If we can break this trend line, I think I'm gonna move this a little bit. If we can break this trend line here, I think I could be in good shape. I mean, my trend was originally here. I'll leave it like that. So if we could break this, I think we'll be in good shape. If we don't, then I won't be in good shape, but I'm not risking a lot today, so I'm really not that worried about it. And it's a set risk. I can't lose more than I got risked, so this is the beauty of a stop loss. I'm only risking 30 ticks. I mean, that's a very small risk for my normal risk, so. Let's see what this does. Here we go. Okay. So right now we're in a sell against all signs that the market isn't a buy. I just have a feeling we're going to go into a sell. I have that trend line marked up right there. My confirmation would be a break of that trend line that I marked on the 15-minute. If we do manage to break that trend line, then that's going to validate my sell. If we don't break that trend line and we respect it, then I'll probably just cut the trade. But as of right now, I got into a sell right around that resistance line that I had marked up, and I'm going to write it down. I have a 30 tick stop loss in place, so I'm only risking 30 ticks, a very, very minor loss, if any. You know, if I do take a loss, it's going to be small, so I'm not risking a lot here. And I have it set for a 3-to-1 risk to reward ratio. So the kind of trades I like, good risk to reward, and just let this thing ride out, see what it does. Right now we are in a sell. We're running down to the orb is where I have my take profit at. So take profit is set for the orb. I want to see us get to that trend line I drew up on the 15-minute. And if we can break that trend line, then we are in a good position. If we respect that trend line, I'll probably cut the trade. See where that 1 minute EMA is. Okay, 1 minute EMA is still below the trend line. That's good. Gives me good hope that we are going to run towards that trend line and hopefully break it. If we break it, then we should be good on this sell. Got to see a break of that 15-minute trend line, and it's got to hold the break because it broke it a few times over here, but then it went right back into a buy, a strong buy right after breaking it. But that was also at just after market open. That was at 947. So far so good. Trades going our way. We're up 225 across all accounts currently. Selling pressure is looking good. We got a lot of sellers stepping in right now. Getting some resistance right now. Buyers are buying right now at this zone because we're right before that trend line. So we got a lot of buyers that just came in. A lot of buyers just came in around that trend line. So let's see what happens. We're going back towards that resistance line I made earlier. Let's see if we can get sellers to kick in back here. Okay, we broke through that. A lot of buyers. Sellers are kicking in again. Got a lot of sellers coming in at 60, 6861.25. Been a heavy sell number lately. A lot of sellers been coming in at that zone. See if the sellers can outweigh the buyers here because there's a lot of pressure at 68, 61.25. We got a lot of buyers and sellers stepping in there because they're trying to push it either above or below that resistance line. Got buyers stepping in right now. See if we can't get a good push here. I might add another contract to this trade. I'm really kind of feeling good about this trade. Going back down to the orb. I might add a contract. I know I shouldn't, but I might. No, I'm not going to. I said I wasn't going to do things like that. I won't add a contract, but I want to, but I'm not going to. Okay, sellers kicked us off with that resistance line. So let's see if we can keep it going. We need to break past this this trend line. So we're going to need some good seller pressure coming in here to get us past that trend line, because the buyers are kicking in every time we get near there. See, we just shot the price back up. Buyers kicking in. Currently up around like 900 across all accounts. And I never look at it that way, but I got some friends and even one of my student telling me that I need to look at it like that. I don't like to look at it like that. Like right now we're up 700 each set of props. So that's like 1400 across the board. I don't ever look at it like that because I feel like it's a misleading sound to tell people I'm up, $1,400 when I'm really only up 160 something per account. So I look at it per account, but overall I'm in 10 accounts right now. I'm trading 10 accounts. I'm trading across 10 accounts, so I'm up $200 across 10 different accounts. So technically speaking, yeah, it is a lot more money than what I say. But like right now, each set of props is up like $900 each one. All right, we got some sellers stepping in, but the buyers are coming in just as hard. We got more buyers active right now. It's actually really fun watching this tool, man. This DOM tool to see the data of the market, like in live, is crazy because you can see the buyers coming in heavy right now, and then the sellers kicking right behind them, and you can see at exactly what price they're coming in and out. Right now, the active number has been 68, 61.25. We've been getting a lot of action there, and that's right at that purple line I made. And I made that line before I even opened up the DOM. I opened up the DOM afterwards, but we've been getting a lot of action at that line. We need to get a push past this trend line for my position to be validated. We're up about $2,000 total right now on the day. Okay, we're at that trend line. Got a lot of buyers kicking in right now. They're going to try to bounce us back. A lot of buyers at 68.57. 68.57 just showed us a lot of buying action. There we go. We're pushing down. We're below that. Sellers are kicking in. Need the sellers to keep this going. I want to see us do a strong push to that EMA. We got the 1 minute EMA right there. I just cannot see us not visiting that EMA. It's so close. And we always like to visit the EMA, so I feel like we gotta go to that EMA. It's like literally right there. Okay. We're sitting right at that trend line right now, so it's like the moment of truth, I guess we could say. Because it's either going to respect this trend line and my sell is not going to be validated, or it's going to break this trend line and my sell will be validated. It's one or the other. Right now, it's currently respecting it, but that doesn't mean anything. It can still break down below it. We got a lot of buyers and sellers kicking in together at 68.57. The hot zone right now. Got a lot of sellers at 68.57.25. That's going to push us back down below that trend line, hopefully. There we go. We're below it. It's fun. It's fun watching that the numbers move and seeing exactly where the buyer and sellers are. Okay. Got to get a push down towards that EMA. Again, we're so close to the EMA. I do not see us not visiting it. But just because we visit that EMA doesn't mean that the sell is validated. I need to see a close in the 5 minute. Right now I'm in a 1 minute time frame. After we get to that EMA, I'm just waiting here because the 1 minute EMA is right there. If we can get to that EMA, then I'm going to switch over to the 5 minute time frame. And I want to see a closure in the 5 minute time frame below that trend line. And if I see a closure outside of that trend line in the 5 minute, then that's validation that we are going to hopefully go into a strong sell and my position will be validated. Right now, we're currently up 3,000 across all 10 accounts because I am running 10 accounts. So we're up 3,000 across all of them. I'm going to let this keep going though. We're up about $300 per account right now. We're going for a 3-to-1 here. It's a beautiful trade. If it plays out, I'm only risking 30 ticks for 90. That used to be my original stop loss and take profit many months ago, maybe almost a year ago. But it stopped working for me. I was getting stopped out all the time. But when you catch it right, it's the perfect amount of risk. You're only risking 30 ticks and you're going for a 3-to-1. And it's just a beautiful return on the trade. We got a lot of buyer pressure right there. That's 68.58. And they just shot the price up. Let's see if we can't get back below that. If this goes up from here and we cross that resistance line that I marked, the purple line, then that might invalidate my sell. But we are still creating a trend here. I'll go to the 5 minute, see if I can't mark this up. Got a trend forming here. Gonna be sideways flag action going here. So we can just be going right back up to that. And if that's the case, then that does not mean that our trade is invalid yet. Now, if we break above that, then that can invalidate the trade. So we're going to wait to see. Got a lot of buyers stepping in right now. Buyers are bringing the price back up, but that's okay because I have this new trend right here on the 5 minute on the top. So more than likely, price is going to go right back up to that resistance line, that purple line I have marked. And we go up there, that's fine. As long as we respect that again and come back down, it can validate my sell. We're still close to that 1 minute EMA. I'm actually very surprised that we didn't visit the 1 minute EMA. It's like came right there. Usually when we're that close to the EMA, it spikes to it. So I want to see the 1 minute EMA visited, but I think we're going to visit this trend line up here again, this one that I just made on the 5 minute. We might visit this trend line up here, and then after we visit that trend line, we can go back down. But we might be doing it right now. If we visit that 1 minute EMA, at that point, once we visit that 1 minute EMA, which it looks like we're about to do, getting a strong push down. Buyers are kicking in really strong right now. I mean, sellers, not buyers, sorry. Sellers are kicking in really strong right now. Got a lot of sellers just came in at 68.56, pushing price down. We're going straight down to that EMA. So once we get to that EMA, I'm going to then switch over to the 5 minute time frame. And then what I'm waiting for in the 5 minute time frame is I want to see a closure below this trend line. This is a trend line I marked up on the 15 minute. This trend line up here on the top, I marked this up on the 5 minute. But I want to see a closure on the bottom of this trend line in the 5 minute. And if we can get a closure, full body candle close outside of this trend line in the 5 minute, that's going to validate for me, for what I'm looking for. It's going to validate my sell. Right now, we're up 400 per account. We're up about 4,000 across all accounts because I got 10 accounts running right now. 2 different sets of props, 2 different prop firms. So I got 5 and 5 running right now. So we're going to wait till this EMA is completely visited. I want to see it visited and slightly break it. And once we break that EMA on this 1 minute, then I'm going to switch to the 5 minute time frame. And I'm going to watch the 5 minute time frame. Wait till we see a closure, which we might be already having. A full body closure outside of that trend line. And if we can get a full body closure below that trend line, I'm going to stay in this sell all the way down to TP, which will be down by the orb. If I see us starting to reverse before we get to the orb, I'll go ahead and cut the trade. But as of right now, I have it set for a 3-to-1. Stop loss is 30 ticks. Take profit is 90 ticks. Here we go. EMA is visited. We just came to the 1 minute EMA. All right. Let's see if it respects this EMA or not. That was a strong rejection. We got a lot of buyers just something right there. The EMA. Got a lot of buyers at 68.54. They shot the price up, but let's see if the sellers can come kick in and bring this down. A lot of buyers kicking in right now. We're still in good shape here. But now that the EMA has been visited, we've already seen the EMA get visited. That's what I was waiting for. I'm going to go ahead and now switch to 5-minute, because now what I'm looking for is I'm looking for a full body closure outside of that trend, which it appears that we're going to get as long as we don't do a strong rejection here. We got 2 minutes and pretty much 10 seconds left on this 5-minute candle. So we can get a full body closure outside of this trend line. I think my sell is validated, and I'm going to ride it all the way down to TP. And I already have my stop loss and take profit in place today. So I'm going to just let the trade play out, unless if I see something that really tells me just to get out of it. I'm going to let it play out. But as of right now, I'm feeling good about the position we're in. Maybe I spoke too soon. Literally, as soon as I said that, we rejected up ridiculously strong. We're retesting that trend line right there. We shot up above that EMA, the 1-minute EMA. A lot of buyers stepped in. Had a lot of buyers step in around that 68.55 zone. Got a minute and 30 seconds left. I need to see a full body closure outside of this trend line, and it was looking good. I don't like to see a wicky candle like this. It's not what I was looking for. We're going back up towards that trend line. We're looking really good for a full closure. We got a minute left on this 5-minute candle. We're looking really good on a full closure body outside of that trend line. We're still, outside of the trend line. Obviously, we got a long wick below it, but that wick was visiting the EMA, so it might not be a valid break because it was visiting the EMA. So we need to carry off that EMA visit and continue down. If it doesn't, then it's not a valid break. Because a lot of times price will just spike down to where the EMA is, and then it'll continue going back in a different direction. So I need to see a good closure here. We got 30 seconds left. Closure is looking better on this body right now. We're getting some body on it. Okay, getting some body on it. It's not so wicky. That's better. It's what I want to see. Wick back up right there. A lot of buyers just kicked in at 68.56. A lot of buyers are stepping in right here. We got sellers coming in, though, to try to bring that price back down. But we got a lot of buyers at 68.55 is a hot number right now for the buyers. 68.55 buyers are coming in heavy. Okay, so we got our closure outside of the trend line. Not the kind of candle I was looking for. I'd call that like a doji, an offset doji, but still a doji. Not exactly what I was looking for, but we're gonna take it. We are outside of the trend line on a 5-minute candle, and now we are on another 5-minute candle still outside of the trend line, so it is still looking good for our sell. We need to go below that EMA, the 1-minute EMA, and we need to commit below it. Buyers are still kicking in heavy at 68.55. Every time we get to 68.55 range, the buyers are coming in heavy there. We got to get more selling pressure there. The sellers need to start kicking it down. We'll see where that EMA is at. All right, so we're above the EMA right now. We need to go below that EMA again. There we go. Sellers are kicking in there. 68.55 is the hot number right now. We got buyers and sellers both kicking it off there. All right, come on. Let's see if we break this EMA right now. See if sellers can do what they're supposed to do. Buyers just kicked in like crazy. Man, 68.55. Like 68.55, 50, 25 right now is the hot zone right there. We're getting a ton of buying pressure and selling pressure. We need to break past that 1-minute EMA. We've tested it already, but we need to break past it for this sell to be validated. We need to get a good break below that EMA. If we go below that EMA, I think we're going to be good for TP, but we got to get below that EMA. We're at 68.56 right now. Every time we get to 68.55, the buyers are kicking in and they're out, like overpowering the sellers. So they keep shooting the price up. We're going up strong right now. Buyers are kicking in heavy. Okay, so we just broke above that trend that I marked on the 5-minute. slightly above it, but we did break it. Let's see what happens here. We got to stay below that trend. Got a ton of buying pressure right now. From 68.55, buyers just kind of kicked in and took over. They overpowered the sellers, brought price up dramatically. We might be retesting that resistance line from earlier at 68.61. Which is pretty much right around our entry. So when we get back there, we might be around break even again. We'll let this trade keep going though. We are at that 5-minute trend line that I drew up earlier. And as of right now, we just came below it. So that's good. But we need to get to that 1-minute EMA and we need to break that 1-minute EMA. But the sellers are just not pushing down enough right now. There we go. We just shot up like crazy. All right. That was not a good reaction there. We broke that trend line. And when we broke that trend line, we got an aggressive candle there at 11:38. Let's see what this does here. That was an aggressive candle, very aggressive candle. But I'm not going to let that candle scare me because it'd just be a fluke. I'm going to hold my sell. Regardless, I got a stop loss in place. I mean, I'm not risking too much. I'll probably lose like maybe $300, which I'm very comfortable losing. My risk is usually much larger than that. So if I'm going to be risking to lose $300 today across the board, well, 300 across each account, that's not a terrible day for me. That's almost a win for me because that's a small loss compared to what I normally run. So I normally run 2 to 3 full-size contracts, and I've toned it down a lot today. So if we take a 30-tick stop loss hit, it's not the end of the world. But that's the problem with the trend line break earlier. I was wanting to see a full body candle, strong full body candle on that break, and we got this Wiki Doji candle. So it didn't really give me that full body candle I was looking for. And that wick was pretty much just to test that EMA. So that's where we're at right now. Kind of invalidated my my sell because it shows that we're just testing that EMA. So if this continues to go against me, I will cut it. I might not even take the full loss. I might not have a choice though, because the way that it just spiked up right there, it could possibly spike up to my stop loss, which is fine though. That's why it's there. But again, I'm gonna let this thing play out and see what it does. Go back to the 15-minute now and see if that trend line needs to be adjusted because we have these wicks right here below, and then we got this wicks here, and there might be a new trend in place. Let's see on the 15-minute what it's looking like. If I adjust this like this, that'll give me a new position to, yeah, pretty much right there. Okay, so that's that new validated trend. So let's see what it looks like now on the 5-minute. Yeah, so now when you look at it at the 5-minute, it didn't even break that. It actually respected it perfectly. So that pretty much invalidates my sell right there. Because when we adjusted that for the new wicks that we've created, now it's almost like a perfect jump off of that trend line. So I'm going to go ahead and I think I'm going to cut this trade before it goes negative on me. I'm going to give it another minute or so here. See where the EMA is at. The 1-minute. A 1-minute EMA is right there. Wait to see what happens here, but yeah, so now with the new adjusted trend line, we're visiting the trend line again right there. Let's see what happens here. Because this is the new trend line because we adjusted it. So this is now the new accurate trend line because there was some wicks from earlier and I adjusted it. So now this would be the new one. And that's a 15-minute trend line on that bottom one. So let's see if we break it right now. Let's see if we go back to visit that EMA, 1 minute EMA. But if we respect this right here, then I'm going to go ahead and get out of this trade. I need to see a break of this new trend line because we broke the previous trend line, but that wasn't a true trend line because a new trend has been formed. So now this is the new trend. If we can get a break of this one and then get a 5-minute break outside of this one, then we're solid. If we don't, then we're not. So we're just waiting and seeing right now, seeing what the chart shows us. Unfortunately, unlike back testing and paper trading and all that stuff, there's no fast forwarding here. You got to just ride it out, see what the trade does. Have patience. Know when to take profits, know when to cut it. Today, I am running a fixed stop loss of only 30 ticks. I'm not really too concerned at all, to be honest, because I'm very comfortable with that stop loss amount. So I'm kind of going to let this play out and see what it does. I would love to see a 5-minute candle closure outside of this new trend line now, because if we get that, then that is going to be great for myself. So we're still super close to that 1 minute EMA, so I want to see if we're going to test that EMA. Definitely got more buying pressure right now. Sellers are kicking in a little bit right now because we're close to the EMA, so we're going to hopefully shoot down, but we got a lot of buyers right now at 68.56. A lot of buyers are kicking in right now. We're going to probably shoot up here, actually. We got a ton of buyers at 68.56. Again, 68.56.75, ton of buyers coming in, a lot of them. Been a lot of buying action right now. Buyers are trying to hold that position. Got a lot of buyers coming in around 68.56, 75, 68.56, 75. We got buyers that are kicking in, and they're kicking in heavy. They're trying to hold that position. They're trying to spike us up past that trend line again. So let's see if the sellers can come in right now and bring us down below that. Because right now we are officially outside of that new 15-minute trend line that I've created. But we're only 2 1-minute candles into it. I need to see a 5-minute closure outside of that. If we can break down past this 1-minute EMA and shoot down, it's going to validate my sell. But we are respecting that EMA as of right now. Again, we just got a strong bounce off of that. Buyers are kicking in heavy. Again, at 68.56, 75, they're coming in really heavy. That's their sweet spot right there. They're trying to buy right around that trend line, 68.56, 75. Buyers are kicking in heavy. Strong buying pressure. Definitely outweighing the sellers right now. I need to see the sellers bring this price down. Getting some good movement there at 68.56.50 from the sellers. But the buyers are still outpowering them. Buyers are coming in really heavy at 68.56.75. Again, that's their number right now, 68.56.75. They're coming in extremely strong and aggressive. We might just power up from here. We got a ton of buyers at 68.56. We're sitting right at that trend. Let's see what this does here. I would love to see a strong sell below that 1-minute EMA. I don't know if we're going to get it. We're We're back at 68.56.75, and the buyers are coming in heavy again. Buyers are definitely overpowering right now. They want to push this price up above that trend. We need the sellers to kick in right here, because if not, the buyers are going to definitely overpower and shoot this thing up. We got a very, very nasty candle to the upside around this same range last time. Buyers came in heavy here. They're buying up like crazy at 68.56.75. That's their sweet spot. But the sellers are bringing it down right now. Going back to that EMA, but they get it to the EMA, but they're not pushing past it. We got to get that price below that EMA. Come on. Right now, sellers and buyers are both fighting around that 68.56 mark right now. Trying to see who's going to take this move. I just don't like the influx of buyers that I'm seeing. They're coming in strong. Buyers are coming in extremely strong. There we go. We're back at that EMA. The sellers are bringing the price down to the EMA, but once we get to the EMA, the buyers are kicking in and they're bringing that price up dramatically. I need to see some extreme selling pressure down by this EMA to get us past it. And I'm just not seeing it. I'm seeing enough to bring us down to EMA, but I'm not seeing enough selling pressure to bring us past it. We got to blow past it. We need to get some pressure like the buyers are having right now. The buyers have great pressure and they're pushing it up. Anywhere around the 68.56 range, the buyers are just overpowering it. They're buying in heavy right now. Buyers are coming in hard at 68.55. So we're going to get a strong push right here off of this EMA because the buyers just bought a ton at 68.55. They're trying to hold that position, trying to keep us above that EMA. Sellers are trying to bring it down, but the buyers are trying to hold it down or up. They came in pretty heavy right there. 68.55 saw a lot of buying pressure, so this is going to be a deciding factor right here. Broke down below it. There we go. We got a ton of sellers right there. Finally, sellers kicked in. I just need them to get it below there and stick to it. They keep going there, but they're not sticking to it. I want to see a strong push. Buyers are kicking in. They're doing their thing again. 68.55 is the zone right now for the buyers, and they're taking their position there. Okay. Sellers are holding their own right now. They're holding it. They're bringing the price down, but there's just a lot more volume on the buyer's end, but the sellers are just consistently bringing the price down. We got to get below this EMA, and we got to get a strong push. We need something aggressive to get us below there because the buyers are, when they come in, they're coming in heavy. So the buyers don't like the price down there. They're trying to bring it down, but I'm going to hold this through because I got a feeling we're going to break this EMA to the downside. And if we break it to the downside, we can get our 5-minute closure outside of that trend. I want a strong candle, though. I'm not even going to look at the 5-minute until we get below this EMA. If we don't get below this EMA, I'm not even going to switch to the 5-minute. We got to get below this EMA and, a good candle closure below that EMA on the 1-minute. And then I'll switch to the 5-minute, and I'll see what we're looking like on the 5-minute. There we go. Sellers are kicking in there. They're kicking in strong at 68.56. See if we can bring it down. 68.56 again. We got both sellers and buyers fighting for that position. Come on, get us a strong closure below that EMA. We can get a strong rejection for that EMA. We're going to sell down to that next 5-minute EMA. And that is going to bring us closer to the orb. And that'll bring me closer to my take profit. $68.55 is the number right now. That's where everyone's fighting. There's more buyers right now, but let's see if we can get the sellers to come back down. There we go. Sellers just kicked in. It's a dogfight. It's definitely a dogfight right now. Come on. Let's get that closure below that EMA. Here we go. Sellers are kicking in. They're doing their thing. Buyers are coming in heavy right here at 68.55. They're trying to bounce back up. And when the buyers come in, they're coming in heavy. A lot of volume at once. We need some good selling pressure right here at this EMA to get us to go past that zone. A lot of buyers at 68.55. Trying to push the price up. Buyers are definitely taking over right there. Buyers are kicking in very aggressively at 68.55. They're coming in. They're trying to stay above that EMA. They're fighting for that EMA right now. We're in a full-on brawl right now, this EMA. A lot of buyers at 68.55.50. We need the sellers to kick in and bring that price down because the buyers are coming in heavy. A lot of buyers at 68.55.50. Buyers are coming in extremely heavy. That's a hot number right now, 68.55.50. And they brought the price up, so they did what they were trying to do. Let's see if the sellers can bring it back down. I might respect this EMA. I might have to just get out of this trade right now. I'm up 300 per account. I really wanted to see a break of that EMA. But the buyers are just coming in so much stronger right now when they come in. And when we get down to 68.55 down by that EMA, the buyers are just coming in extremely aggressive. So if the sellers don't kick in to overdrive, the buyers are going to overpower them on this EMA. Back at the 68.55, and again 68.55.50, the buyers are coming in extremely heavy there. So the sellers got to kick in right here if we want to get past that zone. For us to get past 68.55, the sellers got to kick in heavy because the buyers are holding that position strong. Once we get there, they're buying in large quantities. There we go. Okay, we broke down below. We're 68.54. Sellers brought it down, and we are now officially below the EMA, but let's see if we can stay down there. There's a brand new candle. So let's see if this candle can stay below that EMA. By now, we should have a 5-minute closure below. I'm not going to check it. I'm going to let this candle play out before I go to the 5-minute. I'm going to let this candle finish and see what the sellers are going to do here. We're back at the 68.55. The buyers are fighting for this EMA, and they're fighting. They're fighting hard. They're giving everything. They brought the price up significantly just now. This is exciting. It's funny because I always watch the EMA constantly. I always watch the EMA, but I never have watched the EMA while watching the Dom before at the same time, and then seeing the fight, really seeing them go at it, buyers and sellers. I'm watching the numbers move, the volume of buyers and sellers, and the buyers are definitely kicking their ass right now. So this new candle did not work out for us. See what happened here. Let's go see what the 5 minutes looking like now since we got away from the EMA. Okay, so we definitely got closures outside, but now we're working back towards it. But I still feel good about my position, so I'm going to hold on to my position for now, even though we didn't break below that EMA yet. I'm going to hold on to my position to see what we do here because I still feel good about it. I'm thinking we might have a new trend line forming right now, maybe on the 15-minute on the upside. So I'm going to go check that out in a minute because I see something happening right there. And I'm thinking we have a new trend line forming there. Sellers are kicking in right now, bring the price down. We're back at that 68.55, man. That's a hot spot right now. 68.55.75. We're getting a lot of pressure there. Sellers kicked in, they brought it down, but now buyers are jumping in. We need to commit to this sell, though, and we need to bring this thing down. Ton of buyers at 68.55.50. They're coming in heavy at 68.55. Woo! Ton of buyers at 68.55 just now. They're going to shoot that price up. That was a big jump right there, so the seller's got to hold this position. I need more people on my side. I need more sellers going my way. Seeing a lot of buyer action right now at 68.55. A lot of people are buying. I need more sellers to confirm my position. Pushing that price up. Back to 68.55.75. The buyers are bringing that price up. That influx that we got at 68.55.50, that shot the price up. There was a large influx of buyers there. So we got to get something around here for the sellers to bring this price back down. We're still broken on that trend line outside of the 5 minutes. So I still feel good about that. I'm going to ride this trade out. I think we're going to go to full TP. The 3-to-1 trade. Again, I'm only risking 30 ticks. Take profit is 90 ticks. So I feel very good about that risk to reward. So I am going to ride this trade out. We're having a hard time getting past this EMA because the buyers are just kicking in very strong at the EMA. Whenever we get to a 1 minute EMA, the buyers are just trying to hold that position. So as long as the sellers can bring that price strong below that EMA, we're going to be good. But we are 5 minutes candles right now broken outside of that trend line. We got 3 about to close. 20 seconds left on this last one. It is a green candle, but it is still outside of that trend line, so that is okay. So we're good in that aspect, but we need sellers to kick in to overdrive and get us below that 1 minute EMA. If we can't break that 1 minute EMA, and I mean like a true break, then we're not going to be in a good spot, because then the buyers are going to take over and we're going to just shoot back up. And if that happens, then my position will be toast. So let's see if the sellers can do it. Let's see if they can bring the price down. We definitely got more buying action right now. Got a ton of buyers kicking in. Buyers just really took over at 68.55.50. There was a influx of buyers at that level. They were just buying. They're like crazy. So that brought up the price significantly. We're at 68.57 now. So we need a strong push down to get us back to. We need to work our way back to 68.55, because that was our zone we were fighting. And if we can get back down to that zone and start fighting again and take over this time, then we'll be good. We'll be in good shape. We're working our way down. Boom, we're back in the 65.55s. Sellers are kicking in. Got a nice little push on the sellers. There we go. Sellers are kicking in. They're doing their thing right there. Let's go. Let's revisit 68.54. Come on. Got to get some sellers there. A lot of buyers at 68.54. They're trying to bring that price back up. Come on. Sellers need to overpower them here, because this is the make or break moment. And we got a ton of buyers kicking in at 68.54.25. Woo! Ton of buyers just kicked in right there. 68.54.25 has seen a ton of buyers. This price is going to shoot up here. If the sellers don't do something, they're going to bring that price back up, because we got a lot of buyers at 68.54. There we go. We're pushing it down. We're definitely below that EMA now. Let's go see where we are in the 1 minute. We have to be below the 1 minute EMA now. Okay, so we're below the 1 minute EMA. 9 seconds left. I want to see this candle, this 1 minute candle close below this EMA. Sellers are holding the price down, but they're struggling. Buyers are kicking in a lot at 68.54. They're going to try to bring us back above that EMA. So right now we're below the EMA. New 1 minute candle below the EMA. So right now we're in a really good place. We're below the EMA on the 1 minute. We're heading towards the 5 minute EMA. and we are 3 strong candles outside of the trend line. So for my sell position, I'm pretty much checked off on all the boxes right there. We're looking really good. 5-minute EMA is creeping up on the orb, which is my take profit. So my take profit is at the orb. 5-minute EMA is creeping there. By the time we get there, 5-minute EMA is gonna be closer. Selling pressure is looking good right now. We got that push we're looking for below the 1-minute EMA. We have now 3 candles closed outside of that trend line, and we've got one really strong candle going right now. I think we're going to be in a good position. We're up $3,000 on each set of props. We're up $6,000 total for the day, but we're going to keep holding this. We're going to take this all the way to take profit. We have take profit set at 90 ticks, and we're going to let this ride. We're going to let this do what it does, and it's going to be a great day. I'm going to go get another cup of coffee. I'm going to come back. Hopefully, I don't come back to some slaughter, but as of right now, I don't see it happen. I think we're in a really good position. I mean, I don't want to speak too soon because things can always turn around on us, but the sellers are bringing it in. We're getting a lot of buyers right now at 68.51, but there's always going to be some resistance. So as long as the sellers keep doing what they're doing, they already brought us below the EMA, and that was the strongest point that we had to break. So I think we can continue to bring it down from here. Buyers are bringing the price back up, 68.52. A lot of buyers kicking in right there, 68.52. But I'm gonna walk away. I'm gonna go make a coffee. I'm confident that it's gonna keep going this direction. Hopefully, I'm not wrong. We'll see. I'll be right back. All right, and I'm back. This is coffee number 4, which is usually my cutoff. So I gotta get ready to cut this off because trying to not go past 4 coffees. All right, so that was a nice 5-minute candle that we just closed on. This is a new candle we're on. We're 1 minute into it. So far, starting off in the right direction. We got to see a break below that last 5-minute candle wick. We get below there, we're going to be in good shape. We still got plenty of room to go here because there's a new candle. So it's going to go bullish for a little bit. It's usually how it goes. Get a little bit of a bull run on that candle, and then it'll start forming its way back down. A lot of sellers kicking in here. Buyers are coming in aggressively at 68.52. That just happened right there. That's what I was just saying. That's crazy. I could see it happening. Like I watched it in real time. I could see the buyers coming in like crazy. That was an insane jump right there. That was nasty. I could see them too. They came in a huge amount, 68.52. I literally called it and it just happened. That's nasty. I have to take this out here because that's bad. That's a bad reversal. Crazy. That is a crazy reversal. Wow. That is insane. Tons of selling pressure coming in right now. Wow. That is absolutely crazy. I don't know if I should just take this right now. I'm back in profit or what, but that's crazy. I was just up $600 and we went negative 158 in like a second. That was some nasty selling pressure right there. That was exactly at what, 1207? Or I mean buying pressure, not selling pressure. And I saw it too. I literally sat down right in time to see it. I saw it, and once I saw the buying pressure, it shot up. That's insane. We were all the way down to like 68.52, and that's where they bought. So 68.52, the buyers kicked in, and they kicked in heavy. Got us right up. I'm gonna go ahead and just discount that as a liquidity sweep, just to take out everybody's stop loss. And thankfully, my stop loss did not get taken out. And I'm gonna see if this keeps going down. That was a nasty push, though. I'm actually tempted to just take this $300 of profit right now because that was bad. That just shot up so bad. That was absolutely crazy. We still got more buyers kicking in than sellers right now. We need the sellers to come in and do what the buyers just did, because that was a crazy buy at 68.52. We got to be careful because we're at 68.56 right now. 68.52 is where the buyers kicked in and they brought that price up, and they're still bringing it up right now. They're still taking over. I think I'm going to get out of this trade. I don't like that spike. That spike was insane. I was just up $600 across each account. We're up about 6K for the day on all accounts. Now we're up about 1,500. We're about 3,000 on all accounts. So we just lost about half of our profits for the day on that one 5-minute candle. I do have a stop loss in place. So, I mean, that's something, you know, but I don't want to lose money. Well, it sucks to see this because, you know, we're just up $600 in profit. And then that one 5-minute candle just shot up. We got a ton of buyers coming in at 68.52. They bought in out of nowhere. And when those buyers came in, it literally just overtook the candle and it just shot up. So 68.52 was the price of the day to shoot up that candle. That was an insane candle. How many ticks did that go? That price literally shot up 55 ticks from 68.52. So it got to 68.52 and it shot up 55 ticks. Crazy. I mean, we're still below the trend that I had marked up. So theoretically, when you think about it, we spiked up just above that trend. So it might have just been like a retest of that trend line that we were at. It spiked up just above it, and it came down, and it was just an aggressive spike. So I don't really count that as a validation of like breaking that trend again. But let's say if this candle slowly goes back up, creeps up there, and then it goes there, then that would be a validation. But against all common sense, I'm going to stay in this trade anyways. Like I said earlier, I have a stop loss in place. It's a very comfortable stop loss. It's only 30 ticks. My take profit's 90 ticks. So I'm going to let this play out. And I'm going to see what happens here. Now, if we get above that trend line again, and we close above it, I mean, at that point, though, even if we do get above that trend line, it's going to be at my stop loss. So regardless, I'm just going to let it ride at stop loss. If it goes to stop loss, then we're done. And if it doesn't, then we're good. We're still in it. I'm glad I didn't go to break even, though, because if I had gone to break even, I'd already be out of the trade, which might be a good thing. It might have been a better thing. We're going to find out here shortly. But I would have already been out of the trade if I had gone to break even. We still got a ton of buyers coming in here. Got to see some selling pressure kicking off. That's crazy. So 68.52, buyers kicked in, and they kicked in strong. Shot the price up so much. And I literally had just came back from getting coffee. I sat down and I saw it. So when I sat down, I literally sat down to see the buyers buying at 68.52, and I saw the large volume of buyers, and I was like, whoa. And as soon as I said it, it shot up. I'm going to go back. I'm probably going to clip that. I'm going to go back and clip that and make that a short. Because I literally sat down, I saw it, and once I saw it, price shot up. We're still technically below that trend line, that 15-minute trend line that we broke earlier. Obviously, we're not in the best position now compared to where we were, but we are still below it. So let's see if we can just work our way back down from here. But it doesn't look like we're going to at this point. We might, but I don't know if I'm going to sit through it. And I definitely don't know if I have enough room for it. And I'm not going to move my stop loss. That's one thing I will not do. My stop loss is my stop loss today, and I am not moving it. I am very, very, very well known for moving my stop loss, hence the name Risky Dave, but I am not doing that today. We are going to respect that stop loss, and if it goes to my stop loss and takes us out, then hey, it takes us out. And I'm not going to stress it. I'll go about my day. I got things to do anyways. So if it goes to our stop loss, then that is that. But it really, it sucks to see price go that much in one candle, because we were just up $600 and went from $600 to negative 180 in one candle. So it's never fun to see that happen, but that is the reality of trading. That happens all the time. So we're sitting at 68.52. It was 68.52. Sellers were bringing the price down. We got an influx of buyers at exactly 68.52. I sat down right on time to see it, and once I saw it, price shot up. It skyrocketed, and you could see it on that 5-minute candle. That is a nasty 5-minute candle, 55 ticks. So, no, it's part of it. No one ever likes to see their profits just go away like that. Took so long. We're in the trade for what? 5, 10, 15, 20, 30, like 45 minutes to an hour at least in this trade. And we're up to $600 in profit. And then in 1 minute, it went negative on us. But that's just the way the market is, It's part of it. That's why you run stop losses. You have your take profits, and you got to just let the trades play out sometimes. Because even though it did go against us really bad, does not mean it's going to completely go against us. It may go against us. And if it does, then it does. It is what it is. But it might still go our way, and we're going to just wait it out and see. But that was a nasty rejection at exactly 68.52.50. We got a ton of buyers, and they just shot the price up. That's crazy. Like, I was watching it too, and when I saw that, I couldn't believe the amount of buyers that were right there. That's crazy. $68.52.50. I wonder what's there. I wonder if there's something there previously. $68.52.50. $68.52.50. I might be missing something. I don't know, but here we go again. 68.52.50. This was on Thursday. We're at 68.52.50, and the price shot up from there. That might be a sign to get my ass out of here. We're at 62.58. Wait, yeah. 68.52.50 Thursday, but that was at 8 p.m. Price shot up. I'm gonna hold this. It is what it is. I have a stop loss in place. I'm just gonna wait it out. I'm gonna hold it. Not gonna overstress this. Not a big deal. What is going on here with my chart? So we're right back up at that resistance line that we marked up from earlier. Literally my entry, pretty much. And we've worked our way all the way back here. This 1 minute candle right here shot us up and literally reversed our entire position. We were up $600, and 1 minute candle just reversed our whole position. So it is what it is. It happens, crazy, but it happens. And I saw when it happened too. So you could see exactly when it's happening. When you're running this DOM like that, I saw the buyers come in at 52.50, and they just brought that price up insanely. So gonna ride it out. Got our stop loss in place. It's just never fun to see your profits literally disappear in 1 minute. We're below the EMA 2 there. We're above the 5-minute EMA. We're on our way to the orb again. So it looked like we were good. We were broken outside of the trend for multiple 5-minute candles. So everything looked good. Everything was checking off the boxes. But it reversed on us. We're going to ride this out, see if it does not go back down our way. If it doesn't, then that's it, We're going to hit our stop loss and we'll be done for the day. And I will walk away and come back and trade tomorrow. The buyers and sellers are fighting for this position right now. Buyers are taking over we're going to go up to that trend line. And that's going to kind of be the deciding factor right there. Entry. 42 ticks. That's crazy. So we only went 42 ticks below our entry in that whole trade. About almost halfway towards our take profit, but here we go. We just got stopped.
Stop filled.
That's it. That was a nasty candle. Stopped out. Way more than I was supposed to lose too. That's what happens with slippage. 417, I was only risking 300. I ended up losing 417 because slippage. But look at the candle. It just literally shot up. Insane buying pressure right there. It is what it is. That is why we have the stop loss in place. It just sucks. But it is what it is. Now I'm just kind of curious to see what this does, but really wanted to start the week with the win. Again, I could have taken a win earlier, but the trade was looking great in our direction right around here. Walked away for a coffee, came back from the coffee break, and boom, up. What can you do though? Wait to see. I might take another entry here somewhere, but I don't know. Not feeling too great about this, to be honest, today. Price is moving so erratic. Look at these 2 1-minute candles. Right there and right there. Completely insane. Broke above that high too, so I'm gonna wait, see if there's any more possible entries, but I'll probably get off stream. I'm just gonna be waiting at this point. I have The zone in mind right now that I'm looking at. We come back here. We go ahead and shrink this since we just got busted out. That's done. That trade's waxed. So I got an idea right here. And come back down here. I might look for an entry. Right around here. Again, right by the EMA. So we come back down this direction right here. I might take an entry. So we'll see. I've not decided yet, but we will see. Might do something like this. Around here, I might do do the same thing. Do another 30-90. Why not? So if price comes back down here, I'm gonna try this. But we gotta wait, see what price does. And I'm not gonna sit here and stream and wait. I'm gonna walk around and hang out. Read a book. And if I do end up taking another trade, I'll probably come back on stream. Maybe. I don't know. We'll see. But as of right now, 4/13/2026, Monday, it is an L for the day. It happens, man. What can you do? So for now, take care, guys, and I will see you again either later today or tomorrow.